Yes, hello friends, we'll be back into this new video tutorial. This is going to be our first new video in Python with the PyCharm. Now, if at all you are very new to this actually programming, we're going to be learning how to make games right from scratch, which I'll be using Python. I have Python 2.7 installed in my machine, but if I told you guys you already have Python 3, it will be better, because sooner or later I'm going to be changing I'll be changing our game from Python 2 to Python 3. Yeah, so the first thing that I'll talk about at the moment is Python installation. What we need at the moment, if I told you to start up actually one on us Python programming. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk at the moment is by just showing you some few things that you should have it in your machine. Be ready to start actually one on us programming one on us games. Now, this video is not actually as my personal video. This video OSP I.T Digital Solutions requested me to make for them a video for actually how to start up a Python programming, because they happen to do Python at OSP I.T Digital Solutions. Now, this video is sponsored by OSP I.T Digital Solutions. Now, I'm just going to explain to you something little at the moment. Now, for now, the first thing that we have to do, or the first thing that we need, if at all we are to program or make up a Python application. Now, the first thing we'll need to do is to actually go to one on our Python. Remember, we are talking about Python. Go to python.org. Now, in python.org, just make sure that you download Python, the latest version of Python, if at all you are interested, so that you can get started. Now, after you downloading the latest version of Python, you can download the latest, though I'm using Python 3 Python 2.7. so just go to downloads, and then you'll find that it's Python 3.7. you get. Then for me, you can also view the list of the other more list, which here will give you some extra options, whereby you'll find here one on us Python 2.7. so I'm using this version. This is the version I'm using, so make sure you go to download and download it. Now, a next thing that I also have to talk about at the moment is something called the PyCharm. PyGame, not PyCharm, PyGame. Now, if I try to go to PyGame, I'm just going to go to Google and try to look for PyGame, and then I frame that for you guys. Get? So just try to go to Google, and then I type in one as PyGame. No, PyGame. So you can go to PyGame, and whereby you try to go to PyGame, you'll find PyGame somewhere here. So whereby with the PyGame, this will enable you to download the PyGame into your machine to start up downloading. Now, the first thing that we'll talk about after we installing up the Python 2.7 or Python 3.6, no matter which Python you're going to be downloading, at the moment, the first thing that I'm going to talk at the moment is about we having something called Python installed, being installed and is ready in our command prompt. Like if I take you to my machine, I already have Python installed. It's added to my command prompt, so I have Python 2.7 and also have PyWin, which is going to be running our Python games. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do at the moment is show you how to add the command prompt. If I told you have not yet, or if you have told you are interested in doing that, I already have a video which shows how to add Python to the command prompt. Now, I'm just going to show you a simple assumption at the moment. If at all maybe we were to start up Python programming, if we happen to come back in this program, I give assumption I'm just on this program here. Just come back a little bit here. Just try to show you something little. Just try to say I stop this game from moving. I just try to just come back here, close this. Even close this one here up. Then just try to show up this for you. Now, this is going to be like our first kind of videos that I happen to make for with the PyGame, actually with the Python. So the first thing that make sure that is you have, when try to say import PyGame, you should find that PyGame is already installed in your machine, and if possible, you should bring for something like that. Or you can also say one on us print out one on us print. If you just type one on us print PyGame like that, this one will tell you the directory where PyGame is installed in your machine. Or you can simply type one as print one as PyGame dot in something called interval, something like that. Sorry, sorry, I'll just say print the PyGame, which is that. Sorry, print PyGame. Sorry for the spelling, but actually it is this here down, PyGame, like that. Print. Wow, print PyGame, which I've said surely the directory where PyGame is installed in your machine. You know. So let me just try to pop up my simple PyGame. Sorry, pop up my simple PyGame that I mean the game that I happen to just start up with from scratch. So actually from here, just going to click on the new window, which in this new window we are going to save this one as one on us. Let us just save it as maybe game 2. Just call it simple game. I'm just going to put inside my structure, my stuffs, Python games. So I'm just going to call it maybe this is just a simple one. Maybe just going to call it maybe game 1. Maybe just say example 2. Now this is going to be our simple game. Now the first thing that we have to do, if I told you to come up with a Python game, there are some few things that I'm going to do at the moment that I need to now. Let me say we start with. I'm just going to bring my modules and I'm going to explain them to you. Inside here I just have my some few stuffs that I happen to work on just today. So I'm just going to open up one of it and then explain that to you, so that don't let's take a lot of time. I have just simple game here of me, the one I happen to design. Here we have actually some kind of a module, and here there's just another image. Now we'd like to make the background image with the fore image to be whereby the background is kind of static and then the fore to be kind of maybe step. Now let me just show something here. Underneath this game we are going to program, it's just going to be a complete introduction to Python game. So I'm just going to maybe possibly save this image. Now this image can be as our background image. I'm just going to save it inside there, then we shall just name the other part of the program, so that you guys can get to know what I'm talking about, and then we happen, if possible, we tend to do some kind of changes. So I'm just going to try to take this aside. I'm just going to change this one as maybe 1. We have that PNG but image 1, and I'm also going to save this image as image 2, so that be the image of our stuff, the one we're going to work on with. So this is just going to be image 2. So let's go back to inside our Python game. If you try to cross check inside here the game, we have this is going to be image 1. Just call that one 1, and then this one going to be our image 2. You get? So this video is mainly for like I've said, is for OSP I.T Digital Solutions, where we're going to be learning how to program games. Now this video is completely for the complete beginners. There's no need even to have, as long as at least you have little understanding of at least a programming language, or even if at all you are really from scratch, you don't know anything, please just come in and learn from scratch, because I'll be showing you straightforward how to start up games development, which I'll give you the study materials and actually locate your best. At least by the end of the session you'll be learning how to, you'll be knowing how to come up with a simple Python game, or at least you'll be start programming games. Now this module which I happen to define here, this can be anything that you can define. You can either call it maybe background image or just biggie image if possible. What I mean, the biggie image whereby the background image to be this image, whereby that image is the image I've just downloaded with you guys right now. The background image, which is image 1. Now we have this PyGame, which is image 2, going to be standing on the port on the top of this Python application. Then this is the mouse move, whereby when the mouse moves with that image. And then we also have here now this one time to happen to import one of the PyGame, which I've already shown how to download. Then this PyGame.locals, this one imports all the modules that happen to be installed with the PyGame by the time you happen to install PyGame by default. You get? Then here, this one here imports all the system, and if I told the system, this one enables us to close the application. I give us something when someone tend to click on here of the browser of the part of the system running, it will definitely close the application. Now then I also have the screen. This one enables us to know to give the size of the screen, and this so far the moment I happen to put here 0 because there's no much argument I happen to put in our application again in our Python game. Then I also have this part here by default. Always in programming, the first print out, you know, by default, traditionally by default we tend to make that part of the application always to print hello world. Like now here I can just say hello world. Maybe I'll just simply maybe change this one maybe and I say hello world, maybe game programming, maybe with OSP. No, that's it. I'm just going to call like that. Maybe hello world game programming with OSP. Now I also have the background.image.load. This one is going to be the loading the image, and which is going to be converted. That implies that anytime the mouse tends to move, the image will be moving with it by default. Then the mouse cursor, this like I've said to this side, these two parameters tend to do the same thing, because the other one is going to convert the image, and then this will turn into alpha, means the image will be moving with the mouse on click. As the mouse tends to move around the screen, the Python, the image will be moving. Now this is a loop that every game we shall be developing, we shall be having it by default. Why? Because every game, at least to some extent, we need it to loop to continue doing the same activity. Now also here, this is for the event. What do you mean? What do I mean by event? Means that if at all the game is moving and everything is unsuccessful, will you like the game to proceed, or if not so, let the game exit or quit. So that implies at the end of the day, if at all happen to click on quit, the game should be up to maybe to quit up. Then the most important thing that I also have to let you know about here, make sure at least your image size is approximate, if possible, at least around 400 pixels, or let me say 100 pixels and above, at least for these two stuff. Let it at least be 80 pixels or 100 pixels and above. Then here, like I've said, this is for the screen, which is going to enable us to give the background. When I say 0, it means there's definitely going to be background, obvious. Then here, the X and Y game board mouse, which is going to be moving to the mouse. And then here, let the width be divided by 2 and to the same as the Y axis. Then this one, then which says that print mouse X and Y, it will be allowing us to pick from the X and the Y. Then this one update means enables us to display the information, and if at all I happen to put my mouse this side, it should be pushing the mouse that side of the screen. And if maybe I come and I bring the mouse this side, the kind of the image should be moving to this side. The same applies if I put on the top. So let me just try to run this simple application. If at all is going successful, we shall be having a screen displayed for us. So we have ready something like this. Wow, that's great. Now since my mouse is on top, that's why you see that parts like that. So if I come down, I think you can see now my game is tending to be. So we are trying to move with the game. Now I think you can also see some kind of there's something that we are seeing on the background, which tends to be as if it's cleaning. That's because of my graphics. My graphics tends to be kinda low. You get? And if you try to check on image, it's kinda very big. So we can do like this. I can make something very simple at the moment, so that at least we tend to make something kinda small if possible. And you can also decide to give the size of your image kinda maybe either big or kinda small, if maybe you need to do. So this here is because of my graphics being small, and like I've said, if I happen to come this side, pop, you can see my mouse tends to pick that part of the game if you try to check now. So this is what I'll simply say game programming, complete introduction to game programming at OSP. Now we're going to be starting from scratch, and I think you can see here on top tends to tell us maybe hello world game programming with OSP. So if at all you're interested to learn game programming, please make sure at least you come to OSP I.T Digital Solutions, learn from scratch how you come and make your game. So we're going to be looking at actually using PyGame. Sorry, I'm so confused with PyCharm with PyGame. It's just because I always tend to use my application with the PyGame, with the PyCharm. I think you see somewhere PyCharm. I always tend to use PyCharm for my applications. Okay, that's why it is tend to give that. Now I was trying to say at the moment to try to give the size of that background, if possible, to some kind of a width. Now let's just try to do this. If things go well, all goes well. Let me just try to make sure at least I try to resize that kind of width. So I'm going to just make it into 400, and if possible this one also to 400. So let us try to say that's the size of which going to be the 4. Now if I try to say that's the size, let me just try to go back in here, and I pick that very image which we are going to name. You get? So I'll just go back here on where we have our script. So we happen to make the ground to be what we want. So I may take this one to be that size if at all we need, because it's kind of too small. If you try to see the size, the size is 200 by 230 by set 1 whatever. So you can just click there so that you can have that part of the game. So you frame it to the size which you may need if at all it is needed. So I'm just going to make this thing to be kind of something like that, where I have something like that. So let me just try to say this is what we have. So that's it. Looks kind of faint, but that's how we're going to have it at the moment. So let me just try to save this thing so that we paste again we run again our script again, and we see how it is going to be working on. So let me just change this one to PNG, and then I may call this one to image 3, because you know by default the image 3 is going to be something. So I'm just going to close this game of ours again. So I'm just going to click on here to close it. So I'm just going to kill it if possible. So if I happen to come back in here and try to run our source code like I happen to explain to you earlier, we should at least have to some extent the background of the image to be kind of something bit big compared to what we had initially. So definitely if you try to see, wow, something like that. So guys, that's it. Just simple introduction to Python programming with game programming. So if you guys are interested in game programming, you can come in and start developing it from scratch. So guys, thanks for watching this small video. If you find yourself interested, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if at all there's anything you want to learn and you like to start up from scratch, please just comment down on my video. Comment down so that we can start up game programming with OSP I.T Digital Solutions. So this was just a simple piece of code. If at all you're interested in this piece of code, I will send it to you. I'll just go and put it on our side where you're going to find the link down below, and then you download the source code. And if also interested in the study material, just make sure at least you come to OSP I.T Digital Solutions. Happy to come into OSP I.T Digital Solutions, learn the game programming from scratch. So guys, thanks for watching. Love you all. Wish you a nice time. Good day. Thank you.